First, why isn't my game capturing, first of all? Oh, that's because it's set to MX Simulator. Let's change that. All right, that's step one. And then controller, and then alerts, and then face cam as well. God, we're behind the curve today, boys. Right, hello, welcome back. I hope microphone's working. Yeah, we're all good. Nice. Lovely stuff. So, you know, the funny thing is, I've noticed a common theme. The amount of times that whilst you're getting that, waiting for the stream to start, I'm actually on the toilet. It's crazy stuff. It just seems to be a routine at this point. But, yeah. We shall see. See how today goes. Let's welcome. Final round. Last one of the outdoor season. Can't say I'm particularly upset about that. But we're going to try and have a nice fun day today. I'm going to try the Fantic. Have I ridden the Fantic in an outdoor round yet? I know I went for the Yamaha for a little bit, and then I've done KTM, and I've done Husky for a bit as well. I don't know if I've raced the Fantic for a full race. We'll try it. Apparently it's not great in a road, but it should be good for Moto 1. We've kind of gone back to the form that we've had for the rest of the year. I thought we were back at Dilla, but it's just gone back to being way too easy again. So we'll see how today goes. We shall see. Hello, Chase. Are you proud of me for finally riding a Ducati? Or Ducati, as you guys would say, even though it's not the proper Ducati that you would probably like me to ride. It was not a bad bike whatsoever. It was just weird that the... Well, gimmick isn't the right word, but let's say the more modern bits on it, like the traction control and the quick shift, I really didn't like at all. But when it was just like default bike, it felt good. It was nice. Had some oomph to it. It really didn't like going slow, I will say. Never in my life would I'd be having to go down to first gear on a 450 to get around tight corners. Usually they just pull away on tick over in second gear, but yeah, that one you needed to go down a little bit. Bike looked tame. Well, that's why at the beginning of the video I made the classification that I'm not a fast rider, ARL. Because I'm sure fast people will make it go very, very fast. I was also running it in the stock mapping, where there is an aggressive mapping as well. So again, you can change things like that. I am not showing settings during this shit, boys. Like, I'm guessing you guys are new. It is a race night. I am focused on qualifying and then racing. I have about 10 different settings videos over the years on YouTube as videos for you to go and watch. I am not pausing stream every time people need to go and look at settings. No, it wasn't snappy at all, but I suppose that, like, bikes go as fast as you twist the throttle, to be honest, don't they? I had the same feeling on the Triumph 450 that I rode a couple of months back. It seems like a lot of the modern bikes these days are made for like everyone, even like a beginner rider. They're not difficult bikes to ride, they're always quite easy just to hop on and use. It was just a nice day out, to be fair. Like, the Stark definitely builds bad habits. You know, like, obviously the Varg's such an easy bike to ride, and then you go back onto what we'll call a normal bike. And it's like you need to, like, learn a normal bike again, learn a new track that you've never ridden before. It's hard getting the full experience out of it that you would normally get. Track looks dark. I noticed that. It almost feels like it's, like sunset. Like the sun's going down later in the day. I'm just wondering how long I need to wait into the stream before I do any of my complaining. Obviously people don't like it. And I was very positive last week. You guys know I enjoyed Unadilla quite a lot last week. But we've gone backwards again this week, unfortunately. It's a shame. I like Budds Creek. The versions that we've had of Budds Creek over the years I've really vibed with. It's just so fast. Feels like there's no technicality to it. You love the complaining. Oh, some people hate it. I get so many bad comments about it. But at the same time, people want me to just be, like, happy about everything, or it's like, why'd you bother playing it? It's like, so I like competing, so I want difficult tracks that are good for competitions. And there's definitely two different types of community as well, because obviously a lot of the feedback I see is also from other pros or competitors that all follow the same wavelength. But then you've got like the more casual side of things that really vibe with it. So I think that's why you get contradicting opinions a lot of the time. No, there was no setup at all, Sock. I'm guessing it's as out on the box as it comes. The only difference were what I noticed is that every single one of the bikes had an aqua exhaust on it for some reason rather than the stock exhaust. So I don't know if that's like a little bit misleading or what, and that will affect how the bike rides, but no, you didn't get to change anything. You just hopped on and off of it when it was your turn. But like couldn't change like the lever positions or anything like that, so they felt like a little bit higher for me on one or two of the bikes, for example. Couldn't like tweak the suspension or anything, so there's just little things like that. That track there had it was like a table and then a bit of space and a single. And it's like on a normal day you'd probably just jump both, but on a bike that I hadn't ridden before, on a track that I hadn't ridden before, on a bike that's not set up for you in particular, it's just like you don't really want to try risking it and going for that sort of thing. Rather just make it home in one piece and try the bike out. But it's only the second 450 that I've ever ridden. So the one before that was the Triumph, and I only spent about 10 minutes on that Triumph. So it's nice, like, riding a 450 as well. And when I was growing up and I rode 125 and then went on to 250s after that, I was always like, you don't need a 450, it's too much power, like, especially if you don't ride a 250 to its full potential. But since riding the VARG, 450s don't feel as like overwhelming as I thought they would do, so that they are nice. I do enjoy them. Qualifying has just begun, by the way, if I needed to explain that. Oh, well, missed that. That is a dang shame. So what's the best way of me wording this, actually, before we get too deep into it and my opinions on the track as it is right now? So, you know that... actually, let me see if I can show you. Downloaded this for reference earlier. So we had this like little famous picture that's been going around from this year's track. And we got this like downhill, which is just before the uphill triple. Last year's track, did I take a screenshot of it? I did. Last year's track was like this in terms of roughness. So like pretty good, pretty deep in the rut situation. However, this year's track, bear in mind these tracks are built as replicas, is now so much less like rough. Like this downhill is this. And it's like, I wanted a bit of trickiness. And it's like, you can look past that, you know, like that's not the end of the world. But then, at the same time, the reason that I feel like stuff's been made too easy is because the one or two bits that are usually a bit techie, so like doubling down around this corner, is so easy everyone can do it. And in the same breath, the pre-jump up and over Henry Hill is so easy that everyone can do it. So there's no separation, there's no skill difference there at all. Where it's like the real life riders, the only two people that I saw pre-jump up and over Henry Hill was Hunter Lawrence and Hayden Deegan. So you've got two of the best riders in the entire world, out of the best riders in the entire world. Only two people were doing it. And it's been made in a way in here where anybody can do it. Like it is the force line. It's like you have to do it, otherwise you're missing out loads. So it's little bits like that where, from like a racing perspective and a skill separation perspective, it feels like everything's like been dumbed down. So you haven't got to think about everything. It's like the lines all end up being the same. It's really just who can commit to the ruts and the corners the hardest, which sometimes can even just come down to luck, to be honest, if you just get lucky and hit like a bump in the right way. It's like there's no... Like, I haven't really got to be very precise. I can jump really far inside if I want to be safe and make sure I make it. A little double around that corner there is super, super easy as well. And it's just a very casual track, you know. It doesn't take much brain power to go around here at any sort of speed. What I will give props is if you go very far outside down here, so if I went one rut further to the left, it does get quite choppy to the end. So it does slow you down before you get to the inside, because previous years' iterations of this track, whilst the downhill before it might be a little bit rougher, when you actually get to the corner it was really smooth. So again, it was just a case of hit the inside as fast as possible, just crank the bike over and go as fast as you can. I want to try and make this all the way around the outside work. Just need to try and get the lean angle right. Sometimes I go a bit too far and the front end starts trying to tuck on me, and others I don't lean over far enough and I go off the side of the track. But what I liked about Dilla last week is it's little bits like the uphill before Screw You, like it was actually sketchy. So you had to hit it in a very particular way. You had to make sure you weren't leaning over too far on the uphill. You had to have your weight over the front or it would kind of kick you about all over the place. And it was one of them things that was a good skill separator. And then obviously we had ruts as well that kind of crossed over each other. Some had hooks in them. They weren't all perfectly smooth. But it feels like we've kind of gone back to the other 9 rounds of this year with this one, where the ruts are perfectly smooth, hold you really well. They blue balled me. I was very happy last week. I do have some insider information. I think SMX will hopefully be a move in the right direction from what I've heard. I won't give too much away because I don't know what I'm really allowed to speak on and don't want to get anybody in trouble. But I believe SMX should go a slightly different way than this year's Supercross did. I don't think all the way around the outside down here is probably the fastest way around the corner. But I'm trying to have a look around to see when we get to Moto 2, as all that rough stuff comes in, I kind of want to see what lines will open up, like what's the most viable. I don't know how I feel about this inside here, for example. It really does feel like going around the outside will be the move. Also, let me just experiment some more. Let me move around on the tracks. I haven't tried this far outside down here. You do then obviously make this next right-hander really tight for yourself if you do that, so I don't know about that. The outside here, does kind of fall away from you, which makes the inside very dominant. Same with this little switchback, it's just inside to inside again. Don't think you're going to be passing anyone there unless they crash. And then if everyone's jumping to the inside here as well, you're also not going to make the pass. This, I'm unsure of. So I think I'm more sure of it now. I think the inside's going to be the main line there. Yeah, I thought the outside held you better than that, but it doesn't. So when you've got a shallow berm and a bunch of bumps, and the inside has a massive rut with no bumps, the inside's always going to be the most dominant. I'm not vibing at Splash. Not a big fan, which is a shame because I was very happy with last week. It's the only way I can really word it, and I suppose it follows a lot of the tracks this year. So this week is the first time this year I have practiced on the previous year's track in advance, and it is just last year's track, but dumbed down. Like, it's much more tame than last year's. Lines are very similar. Obviously the track layout is exactly the same as last year's because it hasn't changed in real life, so you can't do much in regards to that. Yeah, it's just easy. Yeah, the GP tracks are really tricky. Especially like round one. Like round one is such a of GPs is such a hard track to just put a fast, smooth lap in as well. Forward front wheel was gonna miss that then. Almost missed that one. Probably try and properly go for a lap, shouldn't I? I keep like stopping and chin wagging. I know I'm not gonna probably get within 2 seconds of Rax, because that's usually the difference between us, but it'd be nice to get a little bit closer than I am. Didn't need to downshift twice there, I should have kept it in third around the corner, because then I've just wasted a bit of time by having to shift up to third on the straight. There's probably a certain point of this uphill where you can pre-jump and also stay super low at the same time. You try and find that. Oh, don't go. Handlebars. I went over too far. This bit here is probably the most tricky part, is trying to jump and land in the right rut on the downhill. Oh, I got that all kinds of wrong. I lost so much time there. I needed to be like a rut further over to the left. Nice. 2-second improvement. I mean, that's my best lap around here so far. I think 45, maybe 44 will be a top of qualifying for these boys when it's done. We've still got another 20 minutes for them to improve their lap, so it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Reed's at the top at the moment, so no, these boys are going to go much quicker. Come on, Reed. You can't start chatting shit. Especially when I end up beating you in every race. I tell you, qualifying does not matter. Qualifying is purely for the ego boost. As long as you're, I would say, within like the top 15s, you're on the right side of the start gate, you are Gucci for the day. Oh, Jesus, I buried the front end in there. Thank you very much, Dussy.
At Bugo Legacy became a member.
I mean, I didn't get the whole shot last week, but I got into first pretty early on, and I only finished in fourth. So in terms of just raw pace, there is always at least 3 people that can go faster than me. I can't really see where I'm meant to be going through Mr. Seba. And I'm in too low of a gear. Oh, hold on to everybody. Get some very bad FPS around that left-hander then. Oh. Yeah, there's so again, this isn't me that's just started this topic. 2 people in chat have just mentioned it, so make that 3 people with the same opinion. There is not many lines in a lot of the tracks this year, whereas Dilla I think did have some good line choice. And what I mean by not many lines is like you'll get people that watch this that don't like the race, and it looks like there's lines. So in that one corner there's 4 different lines, but there is one viable line. Same around this corner there is one viable line. Same around this corner there is one viable line. Same with this downhill, there is one viable line. You've got two extra ones on the outside that are never going to get used. I think that's something that the GPs did quite well, was have multiple line choices that all seemed quite viable to each other. It's just like it's just balancing. Trying to get a good balance from the line choices. Let's try, we try the inside down here, see what she's riding like. Oh, couldn't quite get the plat turned in time. I think I have to slow down a bit more. Didn't have a look up at the timing quick enough then. I didn't see if the outside was quicker or not. And that wasn't quicker than my outside from last lap. And obviously I messed up the outside last lap. Gained like 0.25 there, so there's a little bit of time I can gain there. I reckon I got another half a second in me on an okay lap. I can gain more time here as well by holding it tighter around the inside. Yeah, I've got like another 0.7 or so if I get a clean lap in. I've made this inside really tight on myself now, that's annoying. Yeah, I lost 0.2 just by going too tight into that corner. Because I blew the left-hander before it. And this is too tight as well now. I'm not linking the track together this lap, I'm just kind of doing one corner at a time rather than drifting in and out. Open the corner up where I need to. Ah! Tried to commit to it a bit too much. How'd you get into ARL? You don't now. It's done. This is the last round. It's all finished. What year was better, 23 or 25? Unfortunately, I would have to say 25. Like the 2023 TFC era tracks, I just wanted to blow my brains out. Whilst these are easy, they are still... they say they look good as well on the side, but... at least you have to take the ruts on this track. TFC's ones, you can just flat track on the inside of every corner. I'm trying to think of what the best ones would be. Because it's not like track alone, you have to take the track with the game's physics and how the bikes handle stuff at the same time. I think it would either be 24 or 22. The issues with the 22 ones is whilst the tracks were a bit lackluster, the bikes also weren't that amazing back then, so it kind of equaled out and made stuff challenging. 24 was good, I think. Am I 0.7 down? I don't feel like this has been a bad lap at all so far. Let's just try full outside. It's actually not too bad. I did lose time. I can lose more time there. Yeah. S-tier thumbnail work. I'm glad you enjoy it. Expressing my creative freedom, my creative liberties. You thought Dilla had less lines? I think a lot of the issue for UNA boys is you are stuck playing tracks 5 hours after release, so you're all going to find the fast line in every corner anyway. Whereas at least where we compete after 30 minutes, because nobody's got the full muscle memory down of how to hit every line perfectly yet, a lot of the lines seem quite similar in speed originally. I don't know, like, there was multiple corners on Dillo where I'd be taking a different line to someone, and I would gain a little bit of time here and there. So it's like after you hit the finish jump, turn right, then turn left. The next right-hander, a lot of people were going tight inside, and I was going full outside, making time. The next right-hander after that, a lot of people were going inside over that roller, and I went all the way around the outside there and gained a bit of time. There's definitely the EU format versus NA format goes into it as well, and I think that's why opinions could also be different. I don't know if there's anything you can do really from a track building perspective that once people have 5 hours worth of playtime on a track that you can make it so it's not one-lined. Because even if it's like a tenth faster one line to another, they will find it by then, and then technically it becomes one-lined. Don't fall off the side. Oh, that was close. Oh, that I've made this corner too tight again. I'm not jumping far enough to the left there. Try and open this up more. So then I can carry more momentum around that. But I did lift the front wheel up on the exit, which slowed me down. It's a shame. This isn't, like, meant to be in, like, a shitty response at all. It's just something I'm genuinely curious about. Why do so many people ask the question of why is he on this bike? Like, do you boys never just load the game and be like, okay, I'm going to ride this bike today because I want to? Or, like, I just fancy riding this bike. Like, do you always have, like, an exact locked-in reason, or are you one of them people that you always have to ride what is, like, currently a meta, so you're asking always the fastest thing now? So I've ridden KTM this year, I've ridden Husky this year, I've ridden a Yamaha, I've ridden a Fantic, I've ridden a Suzuki. It's like there's never reasons for it other than just, I want to. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just put a rock up SMX on a Cowie and be like, oh yeah, Cowie's the new meta bike, and I'm sure people will end up believing it. Oh, Cowie is a bunch of dicks. Cowie is arse. I've tried multiple times to make that thing work. There's different, like, levels of bike in this game. There's ones that I'll ride every now and then on occasion in aerial, so like the Suzuki, because whilst it might not be the best, it's at least somewhat viable to go okay. And then there's bikes that you see that I haven't ridden in aerial, like a Cowie, that is because I've tried it in testing and there is no way I can get it around the track fast enough to do somewhat well. Like, there's levels of booty cheeks. TM300 is heavily underrated. No, it's just heavy. That thing is so slow. And ready for the Zook Barkage. Well, it's easy to say that though, Chase, when you are in the least stacked class I've ever seen, and the Suzuki is actually still pretty good. I like the Suzuki. It's just a little bit slow, but if you keep your momentum up, there's no problem at all. I don't know, I've made this corner too tight as well, so now I'm going to slam into that. I'm surprised my wheels didn't fall out from underneath me there. Usually if you slam into a rut at that sort of angle, it just says nah, and the back wheel pings out. Don't give you the chase exit treatment. Brother, aren't you like 150 points clear and you spent half of the season on a laptop on the road? It's with all due respect to the other NA riders, it's not that stacked of a chip. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was doing NA, I would probably be lucky to crack in the top 5, because 5 hours on any track for anybody, I'm kind of like hard stuck in terms of lap time, but other people just keep getting better and better and better. But in terms of like the depth of competition, I don't think it's there. Oh my Christ, what am I doing? Did I have a YZ450 swapped with a Suzuki? No. No, my KTM has a Suzuki swap on it. Then I also just have ridden a Suzuki as well. What round did Brock stop playing, basically, Chase? Because I know at the start, I mean, I'm only thinking back to like Hangtown, but I feel like at the start of the year, there was a little bit of back and forth there, and then next time I look, you're rocking up on a 2-stroke randomly, and you're miles clear of everybody else. Crew Dog, I need an honest answer from you. Because you've done this exact same thing last stream as well. And I'm curious to know what your fascination is in that department. Because, let's put any, like, differences aside. If I told you I think... This isn't true, by the way. If I told you I think mayonnaise is a shit condiment, are you then going to go and start hating mayonnaise? I don't think so. But that is not the first time you've asked me that question, and I generally don't get it. Like, are we trying to start drama or what? Everyone kept asking what his deal with ARL is. See, I don't know. I need more. Yeah, that's why I said it's not true. I love mayonnaise, like so good. Just white boy things. Love me some mayonnaise. So I need more information and backstory there. Because if people are just saying, what's your deal with ARL, like, has something been said prior to that? Like, like what's happening? Because if he, again, I don't watch it, so I don't know. This is purely guesswork. If he is saying stuff that is shitting on ARL, then that is coming from a place of emotion because he got in trouble by ARL for something that he did. Have you boys, have you ever had the Nando's garlic mayonnaise? Oh, so good. It's unreal. Great condiment. I'm not even going for laps anymore, I'm just kind of riding around. I usually end up doing better in the races than qualifying anyway. I mean, if I'm 4th in here, there's 4 groups, I'm probably going to end up maybe like 12th. Hopefully top 15. Yes, garlic mayo, it's so good. Is Nando's big in the US, or is that just... Well, I know obviously it's a quote-unquote Portuguese chain, but there's quite a lot of Nando's restaurants in the UK. I just didn't know if it was as widespread there. It's the same way that obviously Taco Bell's massive with you guys, but we've got some restaurants, but not loads and loads. Rack's going inside in the rollers. He is just better. When I try going inside the rollers, my back end just slides out on me. Mostly on the double into them. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. How do I keep my thumb on the right stick to sit down without slipping off the stick while leaning? How sticky are your... or how slippy are your fingers? I don't think I've ever had my thumb slip off the stick. Or how, like, maybe you're pressing sit down, like, really, really hard? I don't know. Yeah, well, let's go for one more lap. I'm sure I'll knob it in the first few corners, but... we shall try. I'll put the hammer down. Oh, back wheel tapped. That's annoying. Ideally, if you can pre-jump up and over that hill as well, you have a much better line into the corner. When your back wheel taps it, it kind of course corrects you. Yeah, I don't hate Aerial. I just dislike the tracks that we've been getting. But the actual Aerial series as such, I think is very, very good for the game. I think it's managed in a pretty damn good way. I think Wes and Meat Pie do a good job of organising everybody. They give people fair chances with like red flags and restarts, things like that. Oh, no, there we go. That lap's done. Yeah, I can't toggle my sit stand, but that is a learned habit from MX Simulator. Because in MX Simulator, I used to just hold the button. I can't tap. Because I feel like I'm constantly thinking about if I am sat down or stood up if I do that, where at least now I know, okay, I'm not pressing it, I'm stood up. Okay, I am pressing it, I'm sat down. Hello, Charlie. I'm not vibing with it too much this week, as much as last week's one. But it's the end of the year. We'll ride it out. Backflip. Nope. See Aerial and MXB ranked with 0 players. No, there's just nobody playing ranked anymore right now. I think everyone's just bored of it. It's too stale. I mean, it is the same thing over and over and over again, so it's understandable. So why is it so much harder to corner on a 450? 2 reasons. The bike is heavier, which usually you'd think would make it be more planted, but no, it just seems to make it wonky. And then the second one is the traction on the 450 is a lot worse than the traction on the 250s. Which is why, on some tracks, you will find 250s having quicker lap times than a lot of the 450s. Now, the top of the 450s, like the elite riders, will always be quicker than the elite 250 riders. But I think probably every single round this year, there has been at least 1 or 2 250 riders that have qualified faster than I have on a 450. And that is just because the 250s, they go where you want them to go first of all, which is always nice. They stay planted in the corner rather than being halfway around a rut and your wheels sliding out on you. It's a bit harder now for them to qualify faster because they're riding KTMs now rather than the TM, and the TM was like super broken in terms of speed. But no, overall the 250 is just a much, much easier bike to ride, which is why a lot of people just prefer riding them. They are more fun. If the 450s didn't feel as wonky, like you didn't get as many like weird slow physics, and if the traction was a bit more consistent, I think a lot more people would vibe with them more. Rex. So Rex might be really clear because he got world record with a 45.5, and then he got world record with a 44. So he might be like a second clear of everybody, or maybe like Cam or Tyler or someone slid in the middle here. We'll see. So that doesn't make me feel as bad for being like 2.5 seconds off. Let's go 8.5 litres. The track, right. Your ruts didn't load in. What do you mean by that? We do need to get a rip for Tyler, yes. It's very unfortunate. For anyone that's unaware, so the track that I was riding in that Ducati video today, Tyler rode... Well, I don't even know what day he rode on. Tyler rode it a couple of days ago, and he basically decided to go and break his back. So Tyler's in hospital at the moment. He's got a big old back brace on. So no Tyler this round, which is going to make Cam's championship hopes a bit more difficult, because he's, what, like 16? Something like that, points behind Rax. So if he's not got anybody that's going to be able to take points away and get in between them, I feel like this is Rax's one to lose. Look in pits, ruts don't load in till you're in them. That's a problem I've never heard of. Hang on. You mean like they're loading in last... So they're there, but it's not rendering in the rut until the last second? If so, that's an issue I used to have years ago. And I don't know if there was ever a fix for it. It's just something that kind of came and went. Can I just say, by the way, low-res version of this track looks absolute shit. I mean... Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like it's not... So this little bit here... Let's go back. So this, like, bump hasn't fully rendered in yet until he gets, like, here. And then it's kind of progressively loading in as they get closer. I don't know what the cause of that is. But it is something that I suffered with a couple years ago. Never on an aerial track, bear in mind. But it happened on just, like, random, like, custom MXB mods tracks. Rax needs a 5.5. Oh yeah, I think Cam's fucked them, basically. I don't see Rax ever going 5.5 on a normal day. Unless someone unplugs his PC. We need to give a shout out to Mrs. Tyler J, aka Tyler's mum, for giving us constant Facebook updates on Tyler's situation in the hospital. I have counted at least 3 updates with pictures so far on his condition. I'm glad she's keeping us all posted. Oh, almost going over the front. Here's a fun question. People that are having the rut... Oh, actually, you can see in the distance, like this straight. Can you see how slowly they're loading in front of me? So they are loading in slowly, but it's not like they're not there at all. You get a rough idea of where they are. I think it's just as it renders in as you get closer to them. Well, I was about to ask... Yeah, you can see it's all flat at the bottom. I was about to ask if it could potentially be a low-resolution versus high-resolution thing, but no, them ones aren't loading in for me either. It's just not something I really notice. It's like if you look far enough ahead, you get an idea. And you learn where the ruts and bumps are anyway in advance, so you should be able to put yourself in the right place. That's on Stony. I was wondering if it was a track thing rather than the game thing, just based on the fact that I used to have it happen to me years ago on random tracks. Sure there's some weird setting in the track building process that makes it happen. Maybe something with resolution, something to do with the track masking, I have no idea. MX Bikes is a very, very funky game. Like, it's not easy just to make things in general. It's so particular about what it likes. So here's a fun little, I guess, comparison then. So what just happened there on that downhill where the rut's loaded in really late, and you basically can't see what's there until you're on it? That is how I feel these days in general on these tracks, is because we're going so fast, I can't see the bumps or ruts properly until I'm basically in or on top of them. Nothing to do with the game loading in, just purely me and my eyes and being an old man. Like, I struggle so much with the speed of the game now. Especially if you get into like a shadowy section as well. So the game's it's over at that point. I just turn and accelerate and hope that my wheels catch something. Keep missing the rut that I want to take. Well, I hope that the road's quite high on this track and the ruts just get absolutely boofed, so you don't have to move around and try and find some alternative lines. Do not know the best way of getting into that corner there. Doubling down that little roller there is easier than in previous years. I don't know why. It's just like the pre-jump really sets you up for the right speed for it. To be honest, this is probably one of my better laps. Oh, jinxed myself, never mind. So you're saying Rax is going inside here. How far? Is like full inside? Where's he jumping to? Because that's really hard with the bumps as well to not have your back end skip out. I mean, even with messing around in that last corner, I'm pretty sure that was quicker than my qualifying lap. Did not want to be in fourth gear here. Yeah, you can like pre-jump up and over this one as well. Which I don't mind, because I don't think it happened in this year's track, but last year's real-life track, Jet was pre-jumping up and over that hill. A WZ, what are you on about? I saw you say the same thing earlier. I'm guessing you just suck off LV so hard. I never made any excuses. I know LV is fast. Every time we do public lobby, LV beats me on a 250. I've never said LV is not fast. I even went as far to say the top of each class, so the top 450 riders, are faster than the top 250 riders, but some of the top 250 riders are faster than me. So I don't know what point there's an excuse in there. But if you want to get LV's cock out your gob and just chill and watch the stream normally, then by all means, feel free to do so. But I do not get the instigation. Probably just to get some sort of a response. But there you go, you got it now. So I hope you and LV have a very happy marriage and friendship. And so I'm chill with LV as well. He pops by in the streams all the time, so I don't know why we're starting shit, but yeah. Do I ever see mods come into MTG for PC? No, probably not. Maybe it depends. What's your definition of mods? Because to me, mods anything that you can download and put into the game. In which case, I would say yes, because you probably get like bikes and not bikes as in the bike that you ride, but bike skins and probably gear skins. Yes, tracks. I don't think so. I believe MTG is just going to be basically the same as iRacing, where there is a lot of tracks in there, and they're released on a regular basis, but they're all made by the devs. That's kind of how I feel it will go. Far right on the uphill double. Oh, so he goes like really far right and then tries cutting across it all at the last second. Yeah, that makes sense. So your money is safe for you. You are all good. I appreciate the gesture. We got it. Okay, so now the race servers aren't up yet. That was a qualifying notification from a while ago. Yeah. Did I enjoy the Ducati more than the Varg? No. No, I enjoy my Varg more. Which that's why I've got a Varg, is because it's an enjoyable bike to ride. But the Ducati is a good bike. Then I feel like it's hard nowadays to get a modern bike that isn't a good bike, especially for like the standard rider. I'm sure like the really, really fast guys will find all these different nuances, but for someone like me that rolls around in intermediate class on practice days and is in the slow boy class on race days, that every bike is very, very capable. Yeah, I don't know how to do that at speed without washing the back end out, to be honest. So I think I'll probably just stick to the outside. Hello, Hazard. Not great. Not great quality, to be fair. I mean, I was 4th in my group. That probably means I'll be probably roughly 12th overall if we go on averages. There was 4 different groups. But I always tend to race a bit better. The amount of times I've qualified outside the top 10 this year and end up getting inside the top 10 in races is crazy. Which, actually, shall I... Let's have a look to see if them qualifying times are up. That's 250. I need 450. Race groups, they are up. 10th. So a little bit better than 12. So better than like if I averaged it out over every group. Rax was the quickest. He was quickest by 0.7, which is actually quite a lot. And then, well, actually, no, this shows you kind of the drop off and how like just good the boys at the very top are. So Rax is 0.7 quicker than Cam, but then Cam is an entire second quicker than third place. So these two just end up going off in a league of their own. And it's like realistically, like Rax is almost 2 seconds quicker than P3, which is pretty disgusting. So me being here, which is what, 2.7 seconds? It's not an insane difference. Not insane at all. And it's like, I'm not saying every round, most rounds in races, beating JS7, beating Harrison, beating Brado, beat Steiner sometimes, it depends what kind of day Steiner's having, and then beat Reed every round except for High Point. Pretty sure I've beaten Isaac every round. Jake's beaten me a fair few times this year. Jake's been good this year. He's been pretty good. So in terms of qualifying, top 10 is really not bad at all. You still get a decent gate pick. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. What year is Prime Lins? Probably 2022. But it's like the competition wasn't as stacked then. But then what that enabled was, and with the traction was quite slick then as well. So the game was slower, so you had to be a bit slower and more precise. It's like I could go an entire 20-minute Supercross main event without crashing or without messing up a rhythm section in 2022 because you could afford to be patient. Whereas now, because the competition has got to such a point and we're going so fast, to get that level of consistency to not crash for an entire race is near impossible. So in terms of raw speed, I actually think I'm quicker now, even when I roll around in P7, P8, than I was back in 2022 when I won the championship. But the consistency is so hard to replicate. Where's Dimitri these days? I don't know, probably hiding from drones. He's in the middle of a war zone these days, isn't he, with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. But we are not here to talk about politics. So I won't go into that. What do I enjoy the most about the Stark and not enjoying? I'm very fortunate in my situation, so I don't store my bike or anything like that. That's the AJP boys do it all for me. So I can't really talk too much in that regard, but to the best of my knowledge, they are very low maintenance. So a bit of chain lube, some brake pads now and then, sounds like you're good to go. Downside, really, is just having to stay on top of the charge throughout a day. So if you're on a race day, as soon as you get back in from a race, you have to plug it in to start charging, ready for the next one. Because depending on track, you can use from 30 to like 55% of the battery in one race. So yeah, as long as if you stay on top of the charge, you're fine. But it's like if you come back and chill for 20 minutes before plugging it in, then you might be in trouble by the end of the day. But they are a very easy bike. They do build bad habits, though. They build really bad habits. Just in terms, just like technique and things like that, like you can afford to be really lazy. You haven't got to be in the right gear at any point. You can change the map in just constantly on the go. So if you, like if I was racing Hawkstone, for example, you got that massive uphill, I can just whack it up into a higher horsepower, get up the hill easily, turn it down for the rest of the track. So you haven't got to work as hard. So if you're someone that just wants to rock up on the track and have a fun time, you're not worried about going pro anytime soon. You just want to have a bike that's low maintenance, go and ride it as and when on practice days, perfect for it. If you're someone that's like really into it, I'd probably say stick to a normal bike for now. No, I've not seen the video of someone unlocking the Varg. 100 horsepower is a little bit unnecessary. I mean, I survived half of a lap on 80, which is the max that it goes by default, and I thought my arms were going to fall off. It's so snappy when you're on 80, so it's like if you hit a jump and you blip the throttle in the air, you can go from the bike being level to just like that to the bike doing that. Like, it's so aggressive, it's unreal. So I tend to tame mine down a little bit. My frames are quite stuttery at the moment. Drinking a Monster at 9. What if I told you that it's my second Monster of the day? By the way, boys, you know, like I'm quite a just middle ground person. Like I don't try and have particularly high highs or very low lows. I'm very neutral a lot of the time. Did you come in, Reed? You couldn't get me that easy. I say this with no exaggeration. I almost ceased to exist yesterday on my way home from riding. I had 2 hours of sleep the night before because I went to sleep at midnight. My body woke me up at 2 AM. It said, "You're not fucking sleeping anymore, you're awake." Whilst I was riding throughout the day, I was fine. As soon as I got in that car, it was a 3.25 hour drive home, so 3 hours and 15 minutes. I was so tired. For the first time in my life, I fell asleep behind the wheel. And the only thing that woke me up was as my car drifted from one lane of the motorway to the next lane of the motorway, you hit like the lights, the studs in the road that separate the lanes. The vibration of that woke me up again. If there was a car next to me, I would have hit it. And I would have had a 70-mile-an-hour crash on the highway. I have been drowsy on the way home from riding before. I have never, in my almost 30 years of existence on this planet, fallen asleep behind the wheel of a car. And when I tell you, I was fucking wide awake from that point on for the last hour of the journey. My eyes were so wide open, it scared the shit out of me. That's what I was putting off for the first hour of the journey, is that I've done it before, where I've pulled over at a service station and slept for 30 minutes just to get a little bit more going. I will definitely be doing that in the future, because I almost didn't make it home last night. Yeah, my heart was beating like crazy, and I was very awake after that. Not good at all. And that's the thing that annoys me about it as well, is it could all be avoided if my body didn't go, yeah, you only need 2 hours sleep tonight. Because I went to bed at a very reasonable time and woke up at 2 after 2 hours sleep, and I was wide awake. And then my body, I didn't start getting tired again until about 5:30, which is when I started getting ready to leave for the day. I was like, why couldn't I have been tired in the extra 3 hours leading up to that? Why couldn't I... If I had 5 hours sleep, I would have been fine all day. But no, 2 hours. It's not enough. 3.5 for a practice day is wild. Well, it's only meant to be 2.5. And I didn't mind doing 2.5 because, you know, it's like a one-off getting to ride a Ducati. It was at that track. It is what it is. But one thing that is very, very common in the UK, especially when you get to rush hour, which is as I was driving home, is the traffic is just shit everywhere. So the journey went from the normal 2.5 hours to 3 hours 15 minutes. Not ideal. Usually I'm in the same boat as you, Rufio. I really tend to like Budds Creek tracks quite a lot. I think this one's just missed the mark this year, but that's been my general opinion on most of them. I liked Parla, I liked Dilla, and outside of that, they've all been a bit meh. And then on the Supercross side of things, loved Daytona, loved it. And then every other race that year I thought was also meh. Even the one that I won, like I won at Tampa, and I didn't particularly like that one either. Hello, Newly. Going well, thank you, in terms of just like life in general and stuff. The MX Bikes experience for me is a little bit lackluster these days. I've definitely fallen off in terms of performance. Right, 8.5 litres should be enough. Should, I hope. Hopefully we don't have a red bud situation again where I have to push it to the finish. Just like a Mookie. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's why Mookie won. He was living through me. I love Malcolm. It upsets me that Malcolm hasn't had a better career than he has. I do like him. Yeah, in Moto 1 at Redbud Slipknot, I ran out of fuel on the last lap. I ran out of fuel on the straightaway before the Rocco's Leap. So you hit that table, that next straight before you turn left. I've ran out of fuel there. What gear do I need to be in for how far do I need to lean for a third gear start? No, you ain't turning, buddy. Nor am I. Oh yeah, my brakes didn't do anything. I pushed everyone out wide there. I mean, that one was all on me. Oh, I'm alive. I'm not alive. I'm alive. Yeah, that one was all on me. Just didn't brake hard enough. I was trying to listen to the bikes on my left to see when they were braking, and I just left off for way too long. Who didn't go down? Yep. Keyword. There's still time. Oh, there's still time. How many places did I lose on that slow exit at turn 1? Very tight inside line there from Jake. I don't hate that either. So he didn't actually have to take the ruts there. He gave himself... Where'd that bike go? Gave himself a nice angle for the next left after that. I've got a wild Aussie mate behind me. I don't know if that's Isaac or Brado. Which one? It's Brado. Damn, Brado's like red pink. Usually it's an orange, not dark red. That's nuts. I want to be nowhere near him. Get away from me. Also don't want to run into the back of old Bubba Steiner Stewart. Where are people going down here? I mean, I didn't hate that. It was a lot smoother going into the corner. Boys, I'm making moves. Cam's gone. Cam's way out in front already. I can see him. He's round this next corner. Why can't I bark like this in qualifying? What's going on? Why is it always taking till the race? Oh, I wanted to be just to the left there inside that rut. Oh! Hold on to a read. Well, I didn't expect to be P3 at the end of lap 1 after that first corner. Oh! Just 450 things. Can't decide if it's gripping or it's sliding or wheeling. Can't blame Steiner there. I probably thought I was going around the outside. I did enter that corner very, very wide. So can't hate on him for trying to go up the inside. If there's a gap there, you gotta take it. Cam went down and lost his lead, so now we've got old Reedy barking P1. Oh, I've missed that. Alright, Cam's about to go up the inside of me here. Please don't drift too far wide, Cam. Oh no, he's checked up. Nice, thank you. All these like 5 or 6 ruts that we've got the inside and everyone's just rallying around the outside of it all because it's so OP. I'm not taking the line that I wanted down that hill once yet. I want the second from the outside, but so far I've gone outside and I've gone middle. Oh, you fucker. I need to check up more and hook left more. Keep missing the rut that I want every single lap. That first 4th or 5th? 5th, okay. Now 1st to 4th. No, not 1st. What am I talking? I'm not even in 1st. 2nd to 4th. Cam's not helping himself right now. He got the start that he needed. Rack's had a bad start. And now he's kind of choking up. Steiner's dead. Nobody wants to win this at the moment. Everyone's crashing. The only person that isn't is Reed. Can't let Reed beat me. He'll give me so much shit in the chat. He's zooming around the course right now. So scary when that happens there, where both wheels kind of come out from underneath you when you hit a braking bump. Where does Cam go down here? Yeah, same line that I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the way. HM's right behind me. He out-qualified me as well, so he's got some good pace today. Oh, get away from that. Thank you. Don't know if he hit the back end of me there or if he crashed by himself. Jesus Christ. Not a good place to crash. I feel like that was as safe as a re-entry as I could have hit. I mean, we're all pace right now. I feel pretty damn quick. Right, slow down. Tighter. Now turn too tight. Oh, Jesus. Jumped way too far into the... J7 jumped further than I did. He had a horrible, like, pogo rebound. Already a bit of a hole forming on that downhill in the middle. Need to be wary of that as the race progresses. Yellow flags, come down again. If he Cam's been watching too many Lynn's videos. Starting to get the contagious crashes. Actually, I don't think Cam crashed at all. I have no idea what that yellow flag was for. I don't think you can see the flags. I think they're behind the face cam. Right, note to self. Check out this tabletop this time, Linda. Nice. Oh, he's finally, after 4 laps, he's done what he wanted to do. Front end feels a little bit twitchy on this from time to time. And the fast boys that usually ride the Fantic does say that it's pretty cheeks in a road, so we'll see if it falls off a cliff halfway through. Sana's very fast in these switchback 180s here. And I am not. He does have cuts, so I haven't actually got to beat him. Oh. Don't you go on me, I told you, the front end's a little bit twitchy. When it starts going like that, all you can do is lean forwards, accelerate and hope that the rider pushes his way through it. Which in that situation, I did. I'm very lucky. Where the fuck did Sana just come from? I heard nothing and I just hear a brake squeak. I haven't heard an engine. Bro's running the Varg sound mod. Nice. Okay. I think I might be Steiner's bad luck charm this race. Where every time he gets past me, he crashes. And then he gets stuck behind me again for a while. Listen, I don't want to show that track entry to Mike Pelletier. He might be a bit unhappy with that. Yeah, bring the rulebook out. A nice bit of breathing room right now. Won't be much breathing room for long though if I keep doing shit like that. I always struggle on blind jumps, getting the right angle to do little downsides and doubles like that. Yeah, just 450 things. Am I sliding? Am I wheeling? Which one is it? We can't be doing both at the same time, it's just ridiculous. I will say, because the track is so heavily one-lined in a lot of these corners, that one line already is deteriorating really quickly. So I think come Moto 2 we're going to be forced to switch things up quite a lot. Like a really rough road that's forming. Very choppy. Yellow flag. Don't know if that was actually anybody down. Can't see anybody down. There's a train of KTMs. And they are gaining. Nice. Stop bouncing. Nice. Still going to get run into? Yep. I've been down. Yeah, this is now dangerous territory. Because I had the opportunity then to maybe get up into like a P2 again. But now I'm at risk of going back to like a P7. Exit of that rut's kind of going away. Scared of the back end sliding on the face of the double out. I'm trying to stay a bit further left here to avoid that rough stuff, but then it gives me a really tight angle into that double, which is scary. Oh, someone's down in this inside. Jake, or is it Reed? It's Reed. Jake's only just in front of him. Jake's made a mistake as well. Everybody making mistakes now. Cam's settled in. Cam's gone. He's like 30 seconds clear. And Rax has started making his way through. Rax back up. Rax up into P6 right now. Actually, it might be Rax right on my cheeks. He might just have a bunch of cuts. I'm sure with his very bad start, he's had a few off-track excursions trying to get by people, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's got cuts. I'm actually in second right now, one cuts. Well, I'm actually in front of both of these two. I can't see! Oh, God. Got an itchy nose. It's not any, like, particularly large jumps to take the hand off and scratch my nose either. Oh god, that corner exit is getting horrible. Oh, just looking ahead, the bike rolled out of the rut, so I can still take it. I'm surprised we're into... It feels like it's still quite early on in the race. I'm surprised we're getting into lappers already. It's a very interesting place to stop. Like, brother, just go back to the pits if you had enough. Boys, write it down. We're using Steve Mathis logic. I gained half a second on Cam in that last lap, therefore I should be in the lead of this race. Whilst that outside is quite a bit choppier going into the corner, I much prefer how it sets you up for the whole corner itself. It's not like you're not slamming into it midway through like you are in the other ruts. God, we love Caboso physics, don't we? I felt I was leaning too far. I checked it up, but it just wobbled up over the other side. Nice. Yeah, yeah, okay. Now it's all just going to go to shit in one go. Now we've got a ping over a rut, and we've got a little slow wobble. Who's this geezer? I don't even remember lapping this guy. How's he racing with us? Unless he's a lap down. Unless he's not a lap down, I mean. Unless he had a lap not count. If he is actually a lap down, he's been a shit lapper. I mean, part of me wants to say that he's on the lead lap, but I've never seen his name in my life. Oh my goodness. Been a little bit of a disconnect from the front end on this thing, and looking ahead at Jake, it looks like he's having a similar problems where the front's wanting to take him different directions that he doesn't actually want to go. I don't know if that's just a Fantic thing or if we're both just struggling right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did not lean back at the right time over that braking bump. Holy, almost went straight out the front. I think Jake might have run into the back of me there and crash. Had to slam on the brakes to make the corner. If that was a Rex that I just went past, or if it was a Leopard. Oh no, it's Isaac. I forgot Isaac was in front of me. I'm in front of him on timing. Yeah, that inside's pretty booty cheeks. Speed-wise. Fuck's sake. Big old skill issue from me right now. I don't know how long we got left. We're on lap 17? Trying to... Oh yeah, it might be last lap and next lap around. Just trying to do the maths on what lap times we've got based on how many laps we've done. And I haven't got to pass Isaac. I think he's got 1 more second of cuts than me. Actually, I'm going to get an extra second of cuts this lap from the start of the lap. So I think we should be tied now on cuts. I would very much like to get onto the podium. And if I do, it's a big old thanks to Tyler for breaking his back, because otherwise that would have been a position I wouldn't have had. Uh-oh. No, it's not last lap, so I think we've got 2 to go. Yeah, the track is it's definitely gone away quite a lot, but again, like I said, when everyone's taking majority just one line all the time, that one line will erode a lot quicker than if 2 or 3 lines were being taken. We're up in P20 right now, so that must mean a hell of a lot of people have left this race. So I think I've only lapsed like 5 actual positions. Oh, we had 10 people leave? Not a good look. Yeah, it's the last lap this next time. What's the cuts like then? 3 seconds. So Isaac can pass me actually. As long as he doesn't pass me and gap me by 3 seconds, I'm okay. Going outside. Don't want to risk losing the front end like I have been. Oh. I do like racing against Isaac though. It's always scary with the ping, but I know that he doesn't ever like ride aggressively on purpose. Like he always gives people a lot of room. Like he's aware of what he has to do because of his connection. No! Ah. I'm gonna get a second of cuts for that. No. I'm gonna get another second. Oh fuck! Hang on, we could be in trouble here. How many seconds of cuts did I get on that last lap? I only got 1. He didn't beat me by that much. Oh, that's annoying. Got a 4th. No podium for me. Blue set. Yeah, how many people? Hang on, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. 9 people just rage quit that first moto. That's crazy. So again, if you think it's just my opinion that this has like been quite an unenjoyable series this year, we've got a third of the competition. Actually, not a quarter, because we have 35. Let's pretend it's 36 with 9 people leave. Yeah, we've got a third of the competition, a quarter of the competition. I just corrected myself. Leaving in Moto 1. So it's not even like they've done a Moto and then they're bored during Moto 2. And again, if you want opinions on balancing around the track, I mean, you you tell me in terms of like the colour of the dirt where people have been, you know? I didn't like it. Whilst it would be nice to get on the podium, that was a fun battle with Isaac there. Like, you know, tell me where, tell me the one particular line in every corner that you think people have been taking. And it's just the, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. It's just the balancing of the lines that I feel like needs a lot of work. Because again, whilst there's 4 ruts in the corner, there's only 1 that's been used. Whilst there's 2 ruts in the corner, there's only 1 that's been used. I think I'm the only fucker going around the outside here. I just need to start going inside here more. I done it 1 lap and that was it. I need to go over there again. This one is being switched up a little bit. Reason really is this inside is way too choppy to actually be fast because you need a slingshot for the next hill. So a lot of people will normally gravitate towards the outside anyway. And then we try to take the smoothest line for a while here, but what's happened now is because this is like a big G-out spot, so the roads caused this to then kick you really hard. So now we're kind of going further and further out wide to rail around this outside. And it's just like, again, they're trying to make this realistic. If I look at this downhill and the way the ruts are, if I also bring up this picture, it's just completely different. And I think if it was harder to get over to this outside, like it was in real life, like if you had to kind of sweep from right to then get over to left with like a few more but slightly more narrow ruts, it might slow you down so then the outside isn't quite as sought after and OP. Whereas the inside, whilst watching it on the live stream IRL, it did look quite choppy. That's kind of the balancing act that I think that you have to do. If you know the outside is fast, then you have to make the inside a little bit less choppy to make it somewhat viable. I don't know. Hey, people like to throw around word excuses a lot. I have said every one of my mistakes there. Skill issue. Isaac was faster than me, Rax was faster than me. I'm just pointing out what I think can be done to make a better racing track for people. And I'm sure some people probably just say stop making excuses or being negative to get a reaction for the most part. But on the flip side, you're watching me. You're not even in the top 35. You didn't push me wide, Isaac. Isaac at all. You didn't push me wide. You're absolutely fine there. I completely fucked the corner and stood myself up so I couldn't get turned in, and then you had nowhere else to go either. You did nothing wrong whatsoever. Yeah. Thank you very much, Renz. What if a road started based off qualifying but didn't change the track during qualifying? How do you mean, Mike? So there's a road there behind the scenes that appears for the race but doesn't actually affect you whilst you're qualifying? And there you go, HM. He was in that race. He just finished in 5th. He's just said follow the leader. So again, for you boys that obviously just call me negative all the time, it's only because mine is the voice that you're hearing. Like if I load up ARL chat right now and scroll through it, all of the pros have the same opinion, and it's very split. It's very pros have one opinion of the track, and then casual community have another opinion. And it's because I think the tracks have been tamed down so much to appeal to a wider audience. And I think us pros, we have like this elitist mentality, which is like we're racing the pro series, so we want the tracks to be harder and better for racing. Wait, where did you finish, Reed? Yeah, what position did you finish in? Because you was like the first half of that race, I thought you was going to have me. Like I couldn't stop crashing. No, you done really, really well. Finish 8th. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a fall off. Thank you, by the way, Bradley. I appreciate that. And again, not to keep piling on, it's the end of the season, so it really doesn't matter how today goes, to be honest. It's done after this. How... You can't think of something as a success if in Moto 1 you start with 35 and you finish with 26 people. Which kind of scares me. How many people are going to finish Moto 2? Like, that's a really, really bad amount of people to leave. Why is my sharpness on my face cam up too high? Let me have a look. It resets every time I restart. Yeah, it's on 2. Let me turn it down to 1. It won't look quite as grainy. There we go. Where's the do-rag? I do not have as much aura as Brock does. So I cannot pull off a Dewey, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I mean, if you stay for Moto 2, you're basically guaranteed points. That's not true though, Maverick. That is not true at all. Like, if you watched any of the GP racing this year, I done exactly the same thing like I just did after that race and flew around with the camera. There were so many lines being used on the GP tracks. I completely understand that argument for NA. I think NA is always going to end up being one-lined because they've got 5 hours to learn every millimetre of track and know what is the best. But there is no reason that after 30 minutes of playing a track, we should all be taking the same line because it's that obvious of what the fast line is. And GP's made people think about it a lot more. Linz, what's that thumbnail? I spent a good 5 minutes on that thumbnail. I was very proud of it. How, I'm very curious to see how Prado does on that KTM at Nations, because he's not going to have a lot of time to practice it, is he? I've just loaded up, again, I'm not cherry picking here. I have just loaded up aerial pits. The very first comment I have seen is I'm about to strangle myself because I'm raging so bad at these dog tracks. So there's a general consensus. Can't even type misinformed correctly. I type misunformed. No, I believe he's doing SMX on the Cowie, which it doesn't make sense to me because it's just going to be a write-off again. You may as well chuck him on the KTM now and hope that he does something. Can I explain what happened to Tyler? Yes, I can. And hopefully the race doesn't start whilst I'm doing so. So...
Hello everybody, welcome.
Mute this. Where are we on the track? Yeah, so Tyler decided he was going to send this jump and downside this jump. He, however, got it very wrong, and he ended up about where this tyre is on the floor, and he's decided he wanted to break his back so he could get out a ride in the last round of aerial. So that's actually a very quick way of me explaining that. Lord W, I think anytime you break your back, it ends up being a bit of an L. I don't think it's great. So I need to try and, if I get a good jump again in this start, I need to try and make sure that I actually use the brakes. Because my bike just didn't seem to stop at the end of that. I went wider and wider and wider, and everybody who was on the outside of me must be fuming. I still haven't got a new controller item though. I'm still using Linda's, like, rose gold one. I haven't noticed it on bikes yet, but when I'm playing COD, I quite often get a pop-up saying, please reconnect controller. And so I don't know if that's controller or if that is wire. But it would probably help me to get a new both of them. No, you can't use zero lean help on servers anymore. Why it automatically sets you to 1. That's against the rules. I've never raced with Tyler IRL. I've been to the track the same day as him once, but we were in different groups. He's in experts and I was in intermediates. I think it was that way around. Tyler's faster than I am. Okay, we'll take the backflip. Nose bump, front flip. That was almost so cold, I went to dodge him at the last second. You're done. Please, I'm trying to hit a backflip on flat ground. Yes! I didn't even know that was possible on bikes. Now you can do it on sim. I've never done that before. Try again. I think it's because I was slightly uphill that it did it as well. Yes, if you've gone into your files and you've changed your game to zero lean help, when you join an MX bike server, a my MXB Daddy, like these aerial races are hosted on, it will force you to 1. You cannot run on 0 anymore. You'll get kicked for cheating, I believe is the message. Now, when it changes you to 1 and you then leave the server and go back to testing, I do not know if it then puts you back to 0 or if it keeps you on 1. But for the last, I think it's been over a year now at this point, hasn't it? You can't join these servers on 0 anymore. It does not let you. That's one thing that I have been positive about on these tracks so far this year, Bradley, is, again, they're works of art. You can take pictures from anywhere and it looks beautiful. But then I always look at things with a racing brain. I'm no different. I'm fully aware my opinions are very biased based on quote-unquote pro and racing opinions, not just casual fun factor. It's no different than at the moment you've got all of these Call of Duty Warzone streamers that keep saying that Battlefield needs a Battle Royale and they need this kind of skins, this, that and the other. They're catering to themselves. So I am aware of that. Still not going to mean that I'm not going to give my feedback on them. Thank you, Reed. Good luck to you also, sir. I hope you get a good start again and do not throw it away this time. I'm so shit at trying to carry it, call it a nose wheelie. Just come to a full stop. I can't, like, carry on rolling with it. We get a double backy on the go. Get a 360. Oh, I didn't come round. Snape would clip that and post it. Listen, I don't follow Nate on Instagram, but he always ends up in my algorithm when I'm scrolling through Reels. He seems like a nice guy as well. When I posted those pictures of Linda riding for the first time, he commented on it saying, like, cute, because she had the picture where she's like, you know, the usual white girl pose. And then he sent me a message afterwards, and he was like, sorry, he didn't realise that it was Linda. He thought it was me at first. So he just seems like a nice person. Isn't it funny how, like, easily you can recreate wonky slow physics on this game? Like if you lean a little bit left to right, just a tiny bit too hard, you just completely flop over to the other side. Which I would show you, but my aura is so strong, we're just trying to be a part of it right now. No, by all means, Bradley, throw these OEMs under the bus. I don't mind it. I've said it multiple times as well this year, the bikes are too good. Not from a traction perspective. I still think the traction's quite wonky. I either want it to be slippery everywhere or grippy everywhere. I don't want it to transfer from me sliding to then as soon as I get into the middle of the tyre, it making me do a backflip. I think that's a bit boof. So I'd rather be sliding all over the place or gripping everywhere. Outside of that, yeah, the front ends are way too good. The suspension is way too good. There needs to be some sort of penalty for going too fast. I shouldn't be able... I mean, you might get away with it once or twice in real life. I mean, we all remember Mr. Catanzaro at Straight Rhythm deciding he wanted to just do his best Evel Knievel impression and just send it way, way, way too deep. But there is no reason why in a game that is trying to be a simulator, I should be able to send the piss out of this to flat and land no problem at all, and most of the time it end up being faster. The 2022 OEMs were pretty good. A lot of people would say they were too slick, but that's kind of Poboso's fault, because the OEMs were there, and then Poboso changed the game's track. Oh no, that would have been beta 16 OEMs, wouldn't it? And then Poboso changed it. I can't really remember 17 too much. The only issue I would find was, so some of the older bikes, I think their actual handling and capabilities was a bit more on the realistic side, but the uphill physics were just dog shit. So just on some normal motocross tracks, some of the hills were just a little bit too steep and you'd get wonky. So they fixed like uphill physics and stuff themselves. That's not something that Boboso has fixed. That's the OEM team doing a good job fixing stuff. But now it's just like the suspension's too good. You can just land stuff with no penalty, and I don't know. But then at the same time, exactly what L21 has said right there, because these bikes are so good now, can you imagine the absolute outrage from the 99% of the community if they now made the bikes technically worse? So then making the game harder as such, and people can't go as fast. Can you imagine how much shit they would get? I didn't watch 250s, Brock. I watched Chase's Moto 1 and then I pieced off to bed. But why have you dropped down to 250s again? I thought you was doing 450 this year. So here we go. It's like rocking up at a MotoGP or an MXGP, isn't it? Starting a race with 20 players. 20 players, just 20 riders. Fuel? What about my fuel? It's 8.5 litres, it should be fun. Finished last race. I see what you mean, but no, it resets itself before the gate drops anyway. You haven't got to do anything at all. I swear someone's cylinder launching to the right. Jesus Christ. Don't know what Brado's plan was there, but that was not it. I'm stuck on Steiner's back wheel. Oh, that was close. I am cross-jumping everybody. I don't mind it, because it's not happening to me. Reed's had another stormer. He's in the lead again. Oh, why am I going inside here? I literally learnt my lesson last race of not to go inside. I'm going to go around the outside every other lap of this race. Once I remember. That'll probably give me a second of cuts. Oh, I'm sorry, Reed. Get moved. He's alive. Fine, I'll put the hand up and say sorry. Lynn's the hazard so far this first half a lap. I'm doing everything that I hate on other people for doing. I mean, technically, if I'm hard cross-jumping every single jump, people shouldn't be able to overtake me. Ooh. The best kind of offense is a good defense. See, like Jake's sat in the rut behind me right now. I'm going hella slow through it. He can't get past me. Strategy. Suppose I should start trying to take this inside here, shouldn't I? I feel uncomfortable in it. I'll try it a couple other times this lap. Or this race, and see how it goes. How's I just read Jake's name. How's old Jerry Robin doing these days? I know he was making quite a lot of progress in recovery. Where are we at right now? wrong gear. Fine, we'll carry it. Carry fourth. She still seems to pull okay. You know why I was having so much issue on that inside there in qualifying? I didn't like it. Because I was trying to double around it to begin with, and I think you don't. I think you just go roll, roll, and then double out. At least based on what the road's doing. Oh my... Okay. Oh, your front end's trying to disappear on me. I had to stand the bike up, I was going straight over that otherwise. Oh no, that is probably the most satisfying part of the track, is just scrubbing over that little hill and still doubling into the corner. Oh my goodness, we're way too wide. Where am I going? My frames keep dropping every now and then. It's above 60, so you guys won't be able to see it, but just, you know, when you feel like it drops a little bit. love this game. Getting beached on the 6-foot tall ruts. Hmm. Why would that bike land right in the rut that I need to go in? And why is that dumb fucking cunt pulling away as I'm riding up to him? Ah, might be where it starts to disappear, gamers. Nice. 11-second lead down to 4 seconds, just because I get unlucky. Left a lapper in the wrong place at the wrong time. What? Yeah, I'm not going to win this race based on what I'm witnessing. Get out of my fucking way. Well, it took 22 motos. It took for the least stacked race of the year. But we finally got a moto win, boys. We did not get an overall. Rax got the overall with a 2-2, and that beats a 4-1, unfortunately, but we got a moto win. I told you, sometimes you just have to get lucky. I got a good start. Cam and Rax had awful starts. You distracted me mid-race, madam.
Sorry.
You bitch.
It was so quiet. I
was fucking locked in.
Yeah, I know. I didn't
I
know.
was like, oh.
It just all went quiet.
Jeez, thank you very much, Flitty. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much, Flitty. I appreciate that. It was nice to finally get one in the end. Yeah, I didn't get the overall win, but I got one race win. That's not too shabby to end us off for the year. P2 overall. I think... Is that my... Have I podiumed overall at all this year, boys? Or is that my first podium overall as well? I know I've been close sometimes. I know I had like some fourths and stuff, but it's usually a combination of Rax, Tyler and Cam that get me. Not too shabby whatsoever. Put it on YouTube. I don't know if it needs YouTube. Thank you very much, Weewoo, as well. See, this is what I've missed. Is the race winnings after it. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah, very close. The only annoying thing about that is if I race Moto 1 any different at all. Thank you very much, Stovepipe, as well. I know, doing it for the unks. You love to see it. Yeah, if I didn't choke so much in Moto 1, I could have had a third, maybe even a second, which would have given me the overall win there. But still happy with it. I'd like to thank Tyler for breaking his back the other day, so he's not racing today, because he would have stolen a position from me. So shout out Tyler's spine. Yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching. I appreciate it. It was weird being that locked in. I always feel like I have to talk during races to make it a bit more entertaining, but I was just holding on for dear life there. You saw me start looking back on the last lap. I was like, I know Rax is moving right now. He went from, I think it was like 14 seconds behind to 7.5 behind in the space of 2 laps. So he was just on it, but I was just trying to survive. So yeah, shout out Wheelchair Tyler. Shout out Cam and Rax for getting dogshit starts. And I was a bit stressed, kind of 2/3 of the way through, because I got unlucky with the position of 1 or 2 lappers. And then that kind of throws my whole rhythm off, and it took me another lap or 2 to get going again. But after that, it was okay. Not too shabby at all. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody. That was the last outdoors race of the year. I believe, though, there's no break. I think next Friday we go straight into SMX, which you're not going to be happy with, because it just means I'm streaming again next Friday, and then the 2 Fridays after that as well. So I need to get some SMX practice on the go. If anybody's planning on doing SMX, whether you're EU or NA, if you haven't, this isn't really like a plug as such, just a recommendation. If you haven't had the chance yet to practice Aiden's new NSP tracks, they are all very super motocrossy, and I think they'll be of a good benefit. However, also with some insider information, to the best of my knowledge, just take this as my word, not by fact, because this could change. Rumour has it that you might see a little bit of roughness in SMX, as opposed to the perfectly groomed Supercross tracks that we had. Which I'm quite excited for, because Daytona, the only rough Supercross track we had this year, was my favourite one by far. And I think it was a lot of people's favourite ones. So, I appreciate that. I unfortunately, sorry, I don't think you can get the full demos of these anymore. I don't think the servers store enough space. But, yeah, here's what it is. Last time you'll ever see a number 1 on my back, unfortunately. We'll be back to... actually, will I have... No, I won't have 1 in SMX. I'll be back to number 3 for SMX, and then 3 for the foreseeable as well. Depending on how MTG goes next year, there's a chance I'll still do 2026 bikes and just kind of juggle both of them side by side. But thank you everyone that has stopped by for every round of this season. I know I've not had the best one, but we finished it off with a bang. So enjoy the rest of your nights. I appreciate it, and I will see you all next week for some SMX.